Thank you, you guys, for watching episode 2 of The Road. I really appreciate this. All the viewers that are willing to watch these videos, help, critique, and leave the comments. Okay, I was actually hoping to play like a Shoto character, Ryu, Ken, whatever, because I'm trying to fix Zangief. Like, okay, I developed my own strategy, and that is a strong version of walk forward. I am trying to implement a good walk forward technique because I feel that is the best way for a Zangief player to go in. Because lots of Zangief players will eventually, that's what, at least, I'm not saying I'm a pro player, but lots of Zangief players will eventually just jump over these fireballs and then get anti-aired by, you know, well-positioned, well-timed reuse and stuff like that. So instead of, you know, jump in and get hit by anti-air, I've wanted to, you know, make a stronger method of going in. And I felt that walking forward was the strongest one because from a distance I can FADC forward, do fireballs, and then when I get closer I got the quick lariat, which, you know, has fireball invincibility, and occasionally you cannot sweep him sometimes depending on when you try to attack. He cannot be swept, so I walk, you know, use that and move forward. Might get a counter hit, or, you know, whatever you want, if you predict the fireball now. So yeah, you know, just little things like that. And then when they try to punish that, from watching a match with Aqua Silk, he actually would do SPD out of his lariat, and it caught some people off guard, so that's another way. So I'm trying to just implement some tricks against this Cody, and like I felt that I should have won, that I started messing up in game 2 and game 3. Like round 3, I'm killing games like a match game. So round 3, I should have had the Cody. I did well round 1, but I'm basically trying to, you know, do all my tricks or whatever. And the Cody, what I should have did was after like a block string, go for a standing roundhouse, far roundhouse. But I was just trying a couple of different mixtures and stuff. So I ended up losing to this Cody from trying, you know, a little bit too many things, and, you know, what can you say? That's just what happens. I felt that I got bullshitted. I should have been able to catch my ultra, but it didn't want to register, you know. And one thing about playing online is a lot of times, that for all Zangief players, I know that they understand, is that you'll be jumping with an SPD. When you go for an SPD attempt, you'll jump, and it's so frustrating and annoying, but, you know, what can you do? Sometimes the funny thing is the opponent will actually jump to avoid getting SPD, and depending on which button you press, you know, you hit them in the air. So it's funny because since I'm usually going for light SPD, I just end up smacking them in the air like I did it on purpose. And then that's how I later understood that jump back jab and jump back strong, which, you know, basically the same hit, different boxes and different startups, is a very powerful jumping technique if you want to just quickly take them out the air, but not something I really went for, you know, because as a Geef player, I'm used to just letting them jump in on me, which, you know, I should change that strategy, that play style. So what you call it? So I'm playing this Dawson player, trying to play him like a regular fireball character. I tried in the beginning, but then I'm slowly realized, or soon after, depending on your judgment, realized that wasn't gonna work, because his normals he's a different character, way too different. His way game is so strong. Because of that, he got the Yoga Sniper, so even if I'm not jumping as I'm walking forward, he spits a fireball, and he can do that if I try to block the fireball. And then he got the Standing Fierce, which also hits far, and just whatever, he has different ways of just stopping me. So instead of just walking forward and then, you know, lariat through the fireballs, he can punish me from where, you know, because I'm trying to get closer. So I have to learn a different way to play against this. This DayDreaM wasn't that strong of a player. They was doing some funky stuff, and then I wasn't catching like some the proper SPDs. It was frustrating. Things happened online. What can you say? I'm just trying to get better and figure out things that I should be doing. So anybody got strong tips against DayDreams? Something I realized is that when they jump and I'm at a certain distance, I need to start doing light green hand, because I won't be able to get hit because I'll be under that little angle. I don't know what degree angle that the sniper's at, but if I hurry up and do some green hands, I can get under the hitbox, and then DayDream is forced to just land on the floor and then get SPD'd, stuff like that. So he's upset at the ending of this, because he figured that he'll just anti-air me with the ultra, and then hit him, and that happens to a lot of DayDream players when they don't realize when they'll end up trading, because he recovers from that ultra, doesn't have a lot of invincibility. He recovers soon and gets hit. In some occasions, if you're close enough, you can actually grab him before you get hit by the fireball. Sad, huh? So I'm playing this Gao. I figured, okay, maybe Gao, treat him like a fireball character, like your regular Shotos, but no. Realized that his sonic booms, with all the different speeds and the different recoveries he has on his sonic booms, is a lot harder to deal with him. But I'll just say, let me play aggressive. Let me do my little SPD setups. So I'm jumping in with the fierce, and then going to light SPD. The range is kind of tricky, because in some occasions, like the furthest away, if you just hit them with the tip of your fist, right? Sometimes you'll catch a light SPD from that distance, and other times you won't, because of the little hit effect. And it's safe just to slightly walk forward, because you're at a far distance anyway, and a lot of times you don't really expect it. So walk just a little bit forward and you go SPD. This is my little trick that I learned, or I taught myself. I don't know if I haven't really seen players do this, but I really am trying to play with the range on a light SPD. So I'm going for a lot of my tricks. What I messed up on was I was ending my block string with crouching forward, and I should have been doing standing roundhouse, because he was jumping a lot to avoid getting SPD'd. And when I end the block string with the standing roundhouse, if they attempted to jump, it hits them. And that's what I was messing up on. I kept doing crouching forward and going for SPD when it wasn't working out. Round 2 was frustrating. Kind of kept me out with sonic booms. Well, he got a little. Well, it's like I failed basically, because I was doing good. His health gets low, and he starts spacing me with the sonic booms, and I chase him straight to the other side. And of course, he's going to try to find a way to jump out, and he jumps over me, and he does that, and blah, and then I lose. But third round, I managed to, get at him, trying to crouching short into quick lariat. For reasons of if it's blocked and I mess up the combo, I can come out of the lariat with SPD, because after seeing that in the match with Aquaso's game, I said, whoa, that's pretty tricky, that's pretty cool. And then, it puts them in a knockdown situation, so it allows me to do something, and it's fun, they're on the floor. It's like, what can I do now? I can do this, I can do that. So I'm trying to add a lot of that. I can either go for a grab, or I can go for a lariat, and now you're on the floor. Now it's like, it's just a guessing game. And now I'm basically increasing Zangief's guessing game, which is something that he needs, one moment I just, instead of doing anything, I just SPD did the Gao player, and he was tight. But okay, so this Dudley, I can do well against Dudley with no lag. I can do somewhat decent. I mean, of course, Marn's Dudley would probably, destroy me. There's another Dudley player, sorry, I can't remember his name, but British, I believe, or whatever. Real good player. Saw some of his videos, don't matter. I'm playing this Dudley right now, and he's jumping and he's doing his thing, trying to get in, but he wants to be safe. Zangief, SPD, damage, and basically a lot of whiff jump-ins out, you know, from the range. It whiffs, and I'm supposed to be able to grab him. I'm supposed to grab him, but I'm messing up. I'm not punishing his whiff shoryukens, his whiff DPs. I'm not punishing those. I'm not punishing the whiff jump-ins, because with the grab range, it's like you don't want to do that. And I should have been catching that free for me. It's free, and I should have been doing it, but you know, I'm messing up. And yeah, but you know, I ended up pulling the wins anyway, and I really have to learn from these matches. Online slightly frustrating, but this is my means of practice, because you know, I really don't. I mean, I know some veterans, you know, that's how they learn. They spend lots of money to get better in the arcade scene, but you know, I really don't want to just do it that way. I want to do it that way, and then I'm gonna move on when, you know, I can't get, when I feel that online ain't doing enough. Or if anything, I'll probably get AE for the 360, because right now I'm playing on the PlayStation. If I get it for the 360, I know there's more big names on 360 playing, and you know, I might run into some of them, you know, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I appreciate you guys watching. Whatever advice, whatever, you know, leave the comments and all. Twitter, Facebook, Level Grinding. Thank you, appreciate this, and yeah, I'll see you next episode. Peace.